Indeed, power is transient. Who knew that a day will come that Honorable Kimani Ichungwa would wake up as a majority leader only for him to sleep as a minority leader? I strongly believe power is taken and taken by force. How I know that this is exactly the right time that Honorable Junet Mohammed should take over as the majority leader. And I'm saying so based on the facticity of the legal imprimatur that had been given by the High Court of Kenya, declaring that Honorable Kimani Ichungwa, being the majority leader of the National Assembly, his position was completely null and void. And going by this legal imprimatur by the High Court, I may not be a prophet as of now, but from where I sit, I see a string of possibilities that if at all Junet Mohammed is likely going to take over from Honorable Kimani Ichungwa, I can tell you without any fear of equivocation that the only hindrance to ODM tabling a motion of impeachment against President William Samoei Ruto is nothing other than time. And time comes in this equation due to the simple reason that we are exactly 7 days shy from the AUC election, and their motion of impeachment is likely to be tabled only if the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is going to fail at the AUC. And going by Kimani Ichungwa's downfall, I kid you not, millions of Kenyans, if not the Kikuyus alone, are completely happy about it. And this afternoon, Speaker Moses Masika Wetangula has publicly on the floor of the House recognized Junet Mohammed as the leader of the majority, the National Assembly, going further to recognize Kimani Ichungwa as the former leader of the majority. And I will want to repeat that if at all Junet Mohammed is likely not to take over from Kimani Ichungwa as the leader of the majority, then I kid you not, that shall not be the Junet to whom we are used to his bravado, uttering very venomous words on the floor of Parliament or each and every time that he is given audience. And that will automatically make Honorable Junet Mohammed look like a big cat to whom has been portraying itself as a lion. So the jury strictly lies on Junet Mohammed. And here are some of the clips of what transpired on the floor of Parliament.
I have the qualifications, I have the capabilities, I have the numbers in the House, Mr. Speaker, to lead Mr. Speaker. I have everything what it takes, Mr. Speaker, to be the majority leader of this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first I want to say today that I am privileged to speak from the seat of the majority leader. Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, even when I sat on the seat, it is very warm, Mr. Speaker, unlike mine, which was very cold, Mr. Speaker. I didn't know the seats of Parliament have different warmth, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I don't foresee myself leaving this seat anytime soon. I don't see myself leaving this one anytime. But having said, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, as you are aware and as you have alluded to, Mr. Speaker, there is a court ruling. A ruling of court consisting of 3-judge bench, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, a court ruling has only got 2 decisions, Mr. Speaker. There is no third way about it. One is to obey it, and secondly, if you have any avenue of appeal, you exercise that right of appeal, Mr. Speaker. There is no third way about it, Mr. Speaker. And the court ruling, what we went as Azimio after the election, after your decision here, Mr. Speaker, what took us to court was for the court to interpret for us the constitutionality of your decision on who's the majority party and who's the minority party in this House, Mr. Speaker. And the issue of the Speaker came in as obiter, Mr. Speaker. But what took us to court, we wanted to know, because when we arrived here after the election, we arrived here knowing very well that we are the majority party, Mr. Speaker, and we are the numbers. But midway, we ended up losing numbers through your ruling, Mr. Speaker. And that is what took us to court, to ascertain whether we are the majority and whether we are the minority. And luckily, the court has made its ruling, albeit late, Mr. Speaker. We expected this ruling much earlier than this time, Mr. Speaker. But it is better late than never. The decision arrived, and the decision has said that the Azimio party is the majority party in Parliament, Mr. Speaker. And I so happen to be the minority leader as of now, Mr. Speaker. So today afternoon, I just switched seats and I took over the role of majority leader, Mr. Speaker. And I am capable of doing that work, Mr. Speaker. I have the capacity, I have the qualifications, I have the capabilities, I have the numbers in the House, Mr. Speaker, to lead, Mr. Speaker. I have everything what it takes, Mr. Speaker, to be the majority leader of this House, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, the issue that we need to exercise.
And as I come to the penultimate part of this episode, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well just feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, you can as well just consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you and may God bless you.
Mr. Speaker, first I want to say today that I am privileged to speak from the seat of the majority leader. Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, even when I sat on the seat, it is very warm, Mr. Speaker, unlike mine, which was very cold, Mr. Speaker. I didn't know the seats of Parliament have different warmth, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I don't foresee myself leaving this seat anytime soon. I don't see myself leaving this one anytime.